Infinite Supreme Peace. Our salutations to our beloved Brahmama and Bapuji. This is the translated video of the conversation between Anand Bhaiya and Bapuji in continuation of the previous video, What is Tantra Mantra and what is its importance, part 2. Anand Bhaiya says, paramshanti, infinite supreme peace. Bapuji says, paramshanti. Bapuji says, it starts with the usage of Tantra Mantra. The powers of mantra can be used for good or bad use also, but gradually Satyug, Treta, Dwapar and Kalyug came. In Satyug there was no need for mantra tantra. It's like there is a ghost there. Ghost gets frozen during Satyug, right? Their intelligence doesn't work, right? There should be a Sato Pradhan dominant environment. Sato quality refers to purity, harmony, balance, lightness and wisdom. Anand Bhaiya says, you told that in the video about ghosts. Bapuji says, yes, then the intelligence of a ghost will not do any work. They remain from manifest to latent form. So at the same time, the power of Mantra Tantra does not work in Sato Pradhan. Anand Bhaiya says, then in Treta and Dwapar, Bapuji says, it starts from Treta, right? At the end of Satyug and starts from Treta. There are many in Treta, Dwapar, Kalyug, right, in today's date, but that negativity becomes too much. Even today, we speak mantra. So that's the invocation as in prayer that comes from within the mind. The words that come out from within the mind are called mantra and its system is called tantra. Tantra is a process. They do it, the process of the system. Anand Bhaiya says, like a ritual action, Bapuji says, it works just like the ritualistic actions. This too involves performing a fire ritual called Havan. So what is offered in the Havan? The consecrated fire. This too is offered in the Havan. So just like in the Havan, the Havish that emerges within the sacrificial offering lies the power of the deities. The deities consume that Havish, right? They invoke the deities and feed them with that Havish. So this too becomes a ritualistic Havan, doesn't it? The Havan itself becomes a ritualistic action, doesn't it? But it is for the deities. They invoke the deities saying, we need rain, so you worship Indra. So they perform a Havan for Indra and the deities consume the Havish. Similarly for the demons, they like to please Shukracharya. There is also a ritual for Shukracharya. Anand Bhaiya says, Bapuji, so today people have more faith in Tantra Vidya than devotion. Why is that? Bapuji says, look, the power of Tantra and Mantras. So understand it as it is meant for invoking ghosts, spirits, vampires or demons. Whom are you invoking and where does it happen? In the cremation grounds. Mostly it happens in the cremation grounds. It is used for negative purposes. So someone is invoking a female demon. Some also invoke the female figures like celestial nymphs or apsaras of Indra, that is the god of rain. It is in them too. So those who are seated in another realm, now someone else is also invoking a apsara. So here they invoke the apsara in a wrong sense. There are many celestial nymphs, but when they invoke, somehow one celestial nymph appears, wandering around. There are many celestial nymphs in the subtle realm. So there is guardian deity or Yakshini. People worship Yakshini. Yakshini worship also involves fulfilling lustful desires or vasana. People perform Yakshini worship to satisfy desires with Yakshini. Then they perform worship of various negative deities of Mahakali. For what reason do they do it? What about Mahakali, the negative form of Jagadamba? To kill Asurs, Mahakali adopts her form. Anand Bhaiya says, only she is worshipped in Tantra, Mahakali. Bapuji says, yes, so in the realm of Mantra and Tantra, the worship of Mahakali is considered the greatest. The worship of Mahakali through mantras pleases her quickly in a moment because of the forms of Mahakali. When she as Jagadamba kills the Asurs to kill Raktabij, an Asur or demon, without letting a single drop of his blood fall on the earth, because from one drop of Raktabij's blood, many forms of him could arise. So Jagadamba had to manifest in many forms in the form of Mahakali. many forms of Mahakali emerged. So, in her many forms, Mahakali would kill them, holding a bowl to collect their blood and drink from it. Now, all these are the forms of Mahakali. This battle went on for many years with Raktabija and such demons. So, for many years, she kept drinking the blood. In many forms, Mahakali continued to drink. Then, who is this Mahakali? She even forgot that. Then Shiva placed his foot on her body. Then her tongue came out as if realizing who she is. So these are the matters. Now, these many forms of Mahakali that Jagadamba manifested weren't found up. They are still in the atmosphere. So there are many forms. So whoever worships Mahakali will reach and ask for whatever is there in their heart. They will ask, right? Whatever lies within the heart, those are all matters. She did not bring about any transformation through knowledge, did she? Therefore, the worship of Mahakali quickly results in negative outcomes. She cannot give positive results, and what happens inside of that? This is where the tradition of sacrifice comes from, and the current form of Mahakali is not like that. Even in the first part of the era, there were many huge demons. To slay these demons, Adi Shakti, or the primordial source of all the energy of the solar system, had to adopt a demonic form, and that form is Mahakali, and her many forms lie in the subtle realm. So, whenever anyone invokes Mahakali, she appears instantly, ready and manifest. Similarly, Shankar were also created as many entities for slaying, saying, "Go and slay Daksh Prajapati." He threw a hair and it turned into a demon who went and killed Daksh Prajapati. Then he did not wind them up. There are many such instances, like the 51 Shakti Pitas created after the parts of goddess Sati fell on earth. Lord Shiva sent 51 demons to protect those places. So they are there. There are many such instances. Lord Shiva has created many such entities in the first era as well. So they turned into demons because at that time to slay someone, a negative atmosphere was created. Those with demonic tendencies are present in today's atmosphere as negative forces. The worship of such entities for negative deeds, like for enchantment. If you recite an enchantment mantra, the spirits associated with such practices come and complete the task, but then they also cling to the person. So while enchantment mantras can be successful and the task gets done, it can also have an adverse effect later. So whoever performs such tasks, look, many perform various tasks. How does someone work from afar? How does work happen in the subtle realm? Work is done from a distance, isn't it? Sitting here, they speak of it. Anand Bhaiya says, "So Bapuji, there have been many such saints and sages who could see from afar, those with divine vision. So do they also have souls with them or around them?" Bapuji says, "Saints and sages possess the power of positive worship, positive soul energy. At that time, it was the same conscious energy. The powers they received were from the deities they worshipped through the spiritual practices to have a relationship with the divine. So it was positive. But today nobody talks of Upasana. It's new fashion. They tell you over the phone. There's one who practices mantra and tantra and sitting in America while talking on the phone can tell you everything from the beginning to the end. Who is inside you? Which ghost has come? Who sent it? Why was it sent? Etc. They tell everything, right, about the ghosts and spirits. So where does it come from? He has ghosts and spirits with it. It reaches there to them. Wherever the mobile is going, it catches a signal and reaches the person on the other end. And there, 8 to 10 ghosts go into their aura and send it here by hitting the signal. So here too, their ghosts and spirits receive it and then whisper in their ears. Then he speaks rapidly, tells everything quickly, quickly, quickly. So it becomes like telepathy, right? Anand Bhaiya says, like that power of Karn, female vampire, Pishachini, where they come and speak into the ear. Bapuji says, yes, so that's the point. So they worship Karna Pishachini. It's not just one ghost. They will come and tell you in your ear about whoever you want to talk in front of you. Anand Bhaiya says, so Bapuji, these people can also change the mind of the person in front of them, like it was mentioned about Vashikaran. Bapuji says, yes, they can change the mind, these ghosts. Anand Bhaiya says, then they can even do so to the President of America sitting here. Bapuji says, but he has become the President of America, so not ordinary. He too has millions of ghosts with him. They won't let you enter the White House just like that. He too has millions of ghosts with him, billions of ghosts. Anand Bhaiya says, so the mind of a terrorist can also be changed, right? Bapuji says, terrorists also have, whenever someone becomes a terrorist, they are a part of a whole terrorist group. They have millions, even billions of ghosts. No one can change them. In their minds, within them, destructive ghosts reside. That's why you can change the brain of one or two individuals. Anand Bhaiya says, nowadays Bapuji says, a lot of these with mind power have emerged, haven't they? By doing such things, a person might even forget their own name, wondering, what is my name? This must be the work of the ghosts and spirits, right? Bapuji says, such people have many ghosts and spirits with them. By entering their aura and hitting them with a ray, they make them forget everything from their very beginning. Anand Bhaiya says, for 5 minutes they'll keep thinking, what was my name? Bapuji says, they make you forget, they change the mind of that person. Anand Bhaiya says, as soon as they restore the memory, then they start speaking again. Bapuji says, the memory, the impressions, or the memory that resides within the subtle body, they can even change the subtle body. They can extract memory from the subtle body, remove the old memory, and insert a new memory. This is possible. Ghosts and spirits can change the subtle body. However, they cannot change one's destiny by going into the causal body. Ghosts and spirits can change memories in the subtle body. They can make some adjustments, but they cannot change the records of the karma that have been laid down in the causal body over many births. The causal body has these records. These entities, ghosts or demons, cannot change the causal body. Anand Bhaiya says, yesterday I watched a video in which there was a person who had some kind of power. It's unclear what exactly, and it's not known whether he was a doctor or who he was. With the help of a guru, he does this. So there's a person from Rajasthan who has a lot of people coming to him. People whose hands and legs don't work come to him. I mean, those whose hands have become frozen, whose hands can't be raised. So first he cleans their aura and then their hand. It can be raised up like this. I mean, people who have been suffering for 6 months come from different states. I mean, thousands of such videos have been uploaded by them. So this type, what is it? Bapuji says, there might be some effect on the hands and feet. By fixing the aura and with the power of the ghosts and spirits, they correct the aura. They fix the aura in the subtle body temporarily. Temporarily, they make it better. It's not a permanent cure. It will be shown there, but it won't be permanent. Anand Bhaiya says, these powers that exist today in the world, everyone is crazy after Tantra, running after big tantrics, asking them to do this or that for them. Bapuji says, Christians also believe and even Muslims believe. Anand Bhaiya says, they cannot change the destiny, right? If it was written in someone's karmic bonds to suffer, that cannot be changed, can they? Bapuji says, look, the destiny of any human soul, whether it belongs to any religion, sect, denomination, or creed, where is that destiny written? Anand Bhaiya says, it lies inside only the causal body or the current sharir, right? Bapuji says, it is recorded in the causal body. To change the causal body, the soul needs the supreme light or param light. The supreme light is needed, just like when you need to change a record, right? So what do you need? Electricity, right? Similarly, this causal body is considered destiny. The record that is laid down in the causal body forms the present destiny. Ghosts and spirits cannot change it. They cannot reach there. They can go up to the subtle body. Anand Bhaiya says, so it means the suffering that is written will indeed come. So will it come in this life or in the next? Bapuji says, this provides a temporary, slight relief, but eventually it will come. Whether a month, 2 months, or 3 months, the ghosts and spirits will stay. They will hold it off for a while. Someone will come and the ghosts and spirits will strike them with rage and temporarily fix them for 2 or 3 months. But then, how long will these ghosts and spirits do this? They will come to your house, stay, and leave. So, who will stop them? then the original karmic bonds which are inside, the records in the causal body, will come from the causal to the subtle body. From the subtle, it will move to the aura. From inside the aura, those with whom there are connections will come and go. Therefore, the future cannot be changed. Mantra and Tantra cannot change anyone's future. If you want to change your future, the soul itself has to practice meditation. One has to become their true self, become soul conscious, and practice meditation. Anand Bhaiya says, do people engage in Tantra Mantra because of karmic bonds, or can anyone become a tantric? Bapuji says, see, anybody can become a tantric. Anand Bhaiya says, using one's own free will. Bapuji says, people become doctors and engineers by free will. Similarly, they become tantrics. There's nothing big about it. Just go sit in a crematorium, find a guru, learn Tantra Mantra, and you become one. There's nothing great in it. Anand Bhaiya says, so what's the difference between Tantra Mantra knowledge in Islam and Muslims and in ours? Bapuji says, see, in Islam and Christianity there is also Tantra Mantra. Anand Bhaiya says, yes, it's there too. It exists in every religion, doesn't it? Bapuji says, just like they invoke or call upon jinns, the supernatural creatures in Islamic theology and mythology, there are many including ghosts and spirits. Similarly, Muslims also call upon them. So do Christians. Anand Bhaiya says, so these powers are also with them, right? Bapuji says, what did I say? The ghosts and spirits associated with various religions, monasteries, hermitages, mutt, sects and religious denominations, communities or sampradaya, by invoking these, whatever powers exist, the powers of ghosts, all those who belong to any religion have them. Anand Bhaiya says, I would like to give an example. We made a video on remote viewing in either 2016 or 2017. There was a Christian girl in it. Her name was something like Dibios. I don't remember the full name now. She was about to have an accident and her grandfather's spirit came to her in a dream and told her to immediately move her bed from the left side to the right side because an accident was going to happen. She did just that. As soon as she did it, a car crashed into her house right where her original bed was placed. So she was saved. After that, she said that her grandfather's spirit told her this. So I want to say that all these things are happening in every religion. So what's the difference? Bapuji says ghosts are everywhere. Anand Bhaiya says, so Lord Shankarji will give the power to the followers of Sanatan Dharma. Who will give it to these people? Bapuji says, their gods will give it to them, right? Whoever they believe in. So those who believe in Jesus, not the followers of Jesus or Yeshu, but there are those who are anti-Jesus. They are very active these days. There's this anti-Jesus thing, right? What do they say? They drink blood of his. They are doing a lot of work on this thing. Nowadays, in the name of Jesus, these people work with ghosts and demons. These anti-Jesus, what's the name? There's one, right? What's the name of the religion? Anand Bhaiya says, yes, those belonging to Illuminati. Bapuji says, those Illuminati folks are doing a lot of work. The Illuminati is considered a large group of associated with ghosts and spirits, which also operates in the name of Jesus themselves. Anand Bhaiya says, so I've seen that. There was T.B. Joshua who ran a church there. He used to exorcise spirits. So he would say, in the name of Jesus, get out, leave this place, meaning he would speak in such a manner, leave in the name of Jesus. Bapuji says, just like here, we say things in the name of Thakur, Lord. They say it in the name of Lord Hanuman too. We invoke Thakur's name, right? Thakur conducts mantras and rituals. When does Thakur ji ever conduct mantras and rituals? Thakur Krishna has never talked about mantras and rituals in the Gita. It's not done in the name of Thakur. Anand Bhaiya says, they talk more in the name of Lord Hanuman, Balaji. Is this so? Bapuji says, but many people claim that Thakurji enters them in the name of Thakurji for mantras and rituals. There's a woman, she's quite popular. Her videos are very popular, watched frequently. So they keep saying these things like Thakurji enters me and Thakurji taught me the mantras and rituals. He came to me in a dream and taught me mantras and rituals. So they talk a lot of nonsense. Nowadays, these nonsensical videos are very popular. Anand Bhaiya says, there are many like that. No, I was talking about religion. Where does the power in other religions come from? That was the question. Bapuji says, the Illuminati ones. Anandbhaya says, so the Illuminati have entered Christianity. How did they enter Islam then? Who are they there? Bapuji says, in Islam too it's similar. There are two types. There are demons or asuds, right? What do Muslims call these demons? Anandbhaya says, are there entities like the supernatural creatures or jinns and ghosts there as well? Bapuji says, yes, they receive their powers from such demons. Even in Muhammad's teachings, demons are mentioned. What do they call it? Anandbhaya says, yes, they also throw stones on devil or shaitan. Bapuji says, they throw stone on shaitan, right? So shaitan is present there too. So Satan also gets such deeds done there. Satan helps those with the demonic nature. Just like here, the powers of Mahadev are abundant for those with demonic nature. Anandbhaya says, yes, his wedding procession was full of demons, right? Bapuji says, Shankar's wedding procession was full of demons, and who else? No gods attended. Poor things. They were all demons. Anandbhaya says, so this also came to my mind that Lord Shankar's wedding procession must have taken place in the first half of the solar system when it began. Is that when it happened? Bapuji says, it happened in the first half. Like with Sati, it happened. Sati was reborn and came back. Anandbhaya says, but whenever the solar system or Brahman starts anew, does this repeat the same every time? Bapuji says, look, what is Shankar's role? To destroy. This is a very deep question. How many times Lord Shiva's wedding procession would have taken place? Anandbhaya says, yes, how many times has it happened? In every beginning of the creation of the solar system or Brahmand, after every Chaturyug? Bapuji says, like it happened with Sati? Anandbhaya says, no, the soul remains the same, but will they do it this way every time, the time of creation or in every pararth? Bapuji says, look, Shankar must exist even in the first pararth of the solar system. What is the role of Shankar? Destruction. Anandbhaya says, because if he, Shiv, creates the solar system again and again, so does it happen every time? Bapuji says, not for every solar system. In Brahma's 100 years, how many times will Shankar's wedding procession took place? Anandbhaya says, that's a big question, isn't it? Bapuji says, like how many times a human being comes into the cycle of birth and death? Anandbhaya says, let's not even talk about humans. That has happened infinite times, hasn't it? Bapuji says, Shankar also has a physical or Sakari form. The original Adi Shiv, Adi Shakti, the divine feminine, reside in Shiv Puri, right? Below Paramdam, Adi Shakti, Adi Shiv reside in Shiv Puri. Below that is Vishnu Puri, and below that Brahma Puri. Below Brahma Puri are the 7 worlds, earth, and below earth there are 7 Patal Lok. So there are 14 worlds. So in the first parad, after the Brahma's first 50 years were completed, now the second parad is going on. So how many times has Lord Shankar married? Anandbhaya says, we'll have to provide the answer to that. We don't have one. Bapuji says, look, it's Lord Shankar's role. Sometimes he is manifest and sometimes he is unmanifest. When there's a need for destruction, then somewhere on earth, like the Himalayas, he becomes manifest from unmanifest. That's why he doesn't have parents. He was directly in the unmanifest. He was in Shivpuri. Then a form emerged. A form of Shiv came and became Shankar. A form of Adi Shakti came and became Sati. So whenever avatars happen, they come and go, come and go. When there's a destruction to be done, they then appear. Otherwise, they disappear. Where are they now? They are still in the Himalayas, but not in the physical form, in the subtle form. Anandbhaya says, you didn't answer the question about how often it happens. Bapuji says, yes, it has happened many times. Anandbhaya says, no, how many times it has happened? Bapuji says, in the first half cycle. How long was Brahma's first half cycle? Anandbhaya says, no, that's constant. I said in the first half cycle, the first time creation happened. Did it happen then, or does it happen in every creation? Yes or no? Bapuji says, look, the solar system was created, right? Since the solar system was created, how long have Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar existed, or since when was the human creation been made? Since then Shankar came, right? Before that there was no need for Shankar. Anandbhaya says, that's when the solar system is created. Bapuji says, When the solar system is created, when the humans are created, when demons are created, when those with demonic tendencies are created, then there is a need for Shankar to destroy. Then Shankar comes. Then see, every dissolution happens, right? Partial dissolution, complete dissolution, cycle dissolution. In every cycle dissolution, Shankar comes once in the physical form. So he gets married once. Anandbhaya says, I just wanted to hear this. Bapuji says, in every cycle of destruction, in one day of Brahma, once in a day of Brahma, there is a marriage of Shankar. Anandbhaya says, so we come back to the same point about the practices of Tantra within various religions. I mean, in Sanatan Dharma, it is systematically explained like perform rituals for Mahakali. So, from Mahakali, you will receive powers. You have to explain it in that manner. Bapuji says, perform rituals for Mahakal, for Mahakali. Anandbhaya says, receive from Mahakal, from Mahakali, or from Rudra, from Bhadra. I don't know, there are many avatars, right? Bapuji says, there is Bhadrakali. There are many forms, right? Anandbhaya says, there are many forms. They perform penance for them and receive from them. But among demons, is there only one Satan from whom they derive power? Bapuji says, look, who is the guru of Satan? Anandbhaya says, that's also there. Where does this Satan get his power from? Bapuji says, the Satan or the Shaitan is considered a demon. When demons worship Brahma, Brahma grants them the boons. Thus, Brahma also becomes the guru of demons. Anandbhaya says, would Brahma give anything to Muslims? Bapuji says, they wouldn't believe in him, would they? Anandbhaya says, yes, they wouldn't believe, would they? So why would he give anything? Bapuji says, Muslims and Christians wouldn't believe. Muslims believe in Muhammad and Christians believe in Jesus. So their religious fathers, their spiritual guides are different, aren't they? And it's not like everyone believes in Mahadev. There are Vaishnavites who don't even utter the word Shiv to this date. They are staunch Vaishnavites. They worship Vishnu. So there are also mantras for worshipping Vishnu which are positive. They perform those. Look, within this creation, when Brahma's 50 years are completed, imagine how many times there would have been partial destruction or ardh pralay, destruction or pralay, kalp pralay, when one day of Brahma gets completed, great dissolution or Mahakal pralay. In one day of Brahma, there is cosmic destruction. There are 1,000 Chaturyugas. In one Chaturyuga, there is partial destruction. After 71 partial destructions, there is a complete destruction which is called Manvantar. After 14 Manvantars, there is a cosmic destruction or Kalpralay. So the mantras change too. Anandbhaya says, Bapuji, this is fine. But like Mahakali gave power to someone, now that person say took money to control someone or destroy someone's home, then whose sin will it be? The Tantrics or the Mahakalis? Bapuji says it will be Mahakalis. So who does the work? Whose power is it? Anandbhaya says it's Mahakali's power. Bapuji says, so if Mahakali's power did the work, it will be on Mahakali. Anandbhaya says, then what punishment will they get? Bapuji says, what they will get is in a subtle form. Mahakali's soul will continue to fall. There are many forms of Mahakali in the atmosphere. Anandbhaya says, so this means the tantric won't be punished, the one who did this? Bapuji says, both will be punished. The one who does it and the one who uses their power, both will be punished. Even the tantric will be punished. Anandbhaya says, then this also raises a suspicion that they must be aware enough not to do this. They must be making ghosts and spirits do it, right? Bapuji says, doesn't Brahma know? If I give the boon to a demon, then Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar, all the three will have to work hard to kill him. So has Brahma's intelligence gone to grass? They give boons to demons. What does Mahadev, who is revered by many, give to demons? Mahadev also grants boons to great demons. Who created Tripasura? Brahma did. Then to kill him, all had to work, the Trinity, right? Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar. So do these people not have intelligence? When Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar used to fight among themselves, didn't their powers clash? When Vishnu and Shankar fought, their powers don't they clash? Anandbhaya says, but what will be the end of this result? Please tell me, what will be the outcome? Will the demonic powers just continue in this way? meaning intelligence? Bapuji says demonic powers mean dominance of darkness. Anand Bhaiya says, yes, if this dominance of darkness continues on earth through this tantric knowledge, then it will corrupt people's minds, destroy homes. Have they drunk their blood? Bapuji says, when there's excess, then in Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, and Kalyug, in the era of discord, there is excess, then their destruction becomes necessary. Then these powers end. For a short time in Satyug, the atmosphere changes, then these powers will end. Anandbhaya says, so shouldn't Shankar do this? That, oh, he should explain this in the forms of Mahakali? Bapuji says, when even the three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar, do not fight among themselves, and the three goddesses do not fight among themselves either, then the universe runs smoothly, but they misuse their powers, whether be it Brahma, Vishnu, or Shankar. They are called the Trinity or Tridev, aren't they? The Trinity. That's why they do not become transcendent of the three qualities, Trigunatit. So to become transcendent of these three qualities, go above to the supreme abode, or to become the form of Brahm. Why is the knowledge of Brahm needed? Why is there a need for the knowledge of Brahm, the form of Brahm? That's why the enlightened ones leave it. They go above the dominance of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. They go into the formless stage in the supreme abode, above even the Trinity or the Tridev. Anbaya says, what if there's a person who's enlightened with the knowledge of Brahm? Now, if someone performs a black magic on him, what will happen? Bapuji says, it will not affect him then. The one who remembers the form of Brahm, the enlightened one, has the soul's own power within in the form of Brahm. There's so much power in his aura. His subtle body, causal body, supracausal body all remain charged. If someone sends ghosts or spirits through black magic within this aura, then those ghosts or spirits will either be liberated or from afar, seeing his aura, will run away, run away, run away. Then whoever sent them, it will consume them. That's why they are very powerful souls. Many times, even in human form, there are very powerful souls. Seeing their aura, ghosts and spirits run away. They cannot be affected. Not all can be affected by ghosts and spirits. This use of mantra and black magic works on weaker souls, those who are in their supreme soul conscious state. It can't work on the highest of the souls, the soul that is situated in its true form. If there's power in the aura, then the aura will appear white. Then ghosts and spirits will run away. If there's a dark aura, then it will be affected. If there is a black aura, then it will have an effect. Negative souls have a black aura. Positive souls have a white aura, a pink aura. So these souls, upon seeing a pink aura, a white aura from a distance, ghosts and spirits, seeing his aura, will run away, because they know if I go into the aura, then I'll be liberated there. If that soul enters the aura, then it will be liberated there. The soul itself will end. The ghosts and spirits will end there. They will end within the aura itself. That's why they do not come into the aura of the good people. Anandbhaya says, then why do they do this only in the cremation grounds? Bapuji says, on the cremation grounds there are many ghosts and spirits because everyone who dies ends up there eventually. So the weaker souls stay on the cremation grounds. That's why there are lots of ghosts and spirits in the crematoriums. Those who want to use ghosts and spirits for their purpose stay in the cremation grounds. Mahadev also becomes detached and frequently goes to the cremation grounds. When he becomes detached, he sits in the cremation grounds. Sometimes Lord Shankar becomes corporeal, opens his third eye, becomes formless or akari and destroys. This leads to a state of darkness or tamopradhan. Anand Bhaiya says, so Bapuji, do we have to offer alcohol and such? Why is this in Tantra? Bapuji says, look, any ghost or spirit with a demonic nature wants alcohol. They say, offer me a bottle of alcohol and I'll do your work. So if you want to get work done, you have to offer alcohol. Just like a person who has drunk alcohol all his life, when he becomes a ghost or a spirit and has a temple or any place dedicated to him, offering alcohol gets the work done. So people offer it. They don't offer cigarettes saying, give me a cigarette and I'll do your work. Different ghosts and spirits ask for different things, what they consumed in their lifetime. If you offer them that, they will do your work. Anand Bhaiya says, I saw a video from Europe. There was a person who, by saying cheap power, could make all the sitting animals lie down on the ground. Animals that never lie down. Bapuji says, yes, they have thousands of souls with them. So they enter into the animals and make them act according to their commands. Anand Bhaiya says, so this also falls under the same category. This is a part of magical things, right? Bapuji says, yes, it's a part of magical things. Even here, we don't teach these things. They just do the action. Sit down. And with them, there are ghosts and spirits that enter the animals. Anand Bhaiya says, in Christian churches too, many people come, are simply touched once like this, and they immediately fall down, as if struck by 1,000 volts of current. Bapuji says he is accompanied by thousands of ghosts and spirits. They enter into them. So when he signals, fall down, they fall down. People see and think, what magic is this? Illuminati is at work in the churches of Christians. Illuminati are doing all the work. Jesus Christ is not here on earth. He has fled from here. Jesus Christ is not on earth. He is nowhere. All the Illuminati have driven him away from here. All the churches are filled with Illuminati, filled with negativity, captured by those with demonic tendencies. Did I not say that those with demonic tendencies have completely captured it? Illuminati, meaning those with demonic tendencies, have captured all the planets. I said in a video, all the planets, satellites have been captured by negative aliens. So, who are these negative aliens who gradually became humans? From humans, upon dying, they became ghosts, right? So, all are captured, everything. That's why I say in many religions, monasteries, sects, and communities, who causes this destructive work? It is the negative spirits that work. So, who are these? Who are the ones doing negative work? Even among Muslims, those who become terrorists. Killing people by becoming a terrorist is not a good deed at all. Negative spirits enter and make them work. So, who has captured? Who are the ones getting work done through terrorists? Who has captured? And then Baya says, what kind of energy exists in crystals? Is it some science where they use good spirit energy and psychic? They steal it? Is there any energy in crystals? Bapuji says, look, there are crystals, right? Like you wear gems, saying this is the Guru's gem, this is the moon's gem, all that. There are 9 gems for 9 planets, right? Stones, so they think that energies from the atmosphere will enter, touch the body, and then those planetary energies will enter the body. Similarly, these are crystals. What else? They think that this crystal's powers will be drawn to us. It will correct the atmosphere like that. But now that power is not there. The atmosphere has become so negative that no matter how much you fill with crystals, it won't last. Wear a crystal necklace or hang it around your neck or whatever, it makes no difference. And then Baya says, nowadays, currently, many talk about numerology. They predict things based on the numbers. Does number truly have any kind of energy? For example, Nikola Tesla says 369 as the secret of the universe. Bapuji says, look, be it Nikola Tesla or the followers of Muslim religion talk about 786. Now think, what is the source of these numbers? These numbers 786, some say 2 numbers are good, some say 3 numbers are good, some say it as a lucky number. They connect various zodiac signs with the numbers. They also connect with the tarot card reading. Anantpaya says, you have a number like 52 or something like this in your mobile, your money will be taken away, you will fall ill. So, do they predict your future based on numbers? Bapuji says, now, those talking about 3D to 5D also talk about a lot of numbers. Anantpaya says, yes. So, what is the mystery of numbers? Bapuji says, the source of numbers in the subtle world is such that in the subtle world, many UFOs are stationed above. These vehicles have code numbers saying that if you talk on this number, it will come from there. You will get helpline. But where is the source of the code of the subtle number? Where do these numbers come from? Who gave them and why? Because these numbers are given, just like our scientists give different numbers to planets, galaxies, and the universe for identification. And then Baya says, yes, that's for identification. Bapuji says, yes, they are for identification. Similarly, in the subtle realm, many UFO from far off galaxies are stationed far away up in the subtle realm. There are many UFO standing in the subtle realm. Anandbhaya says, and what will happen because of this? Bapuji says that is the number of the vehicle. Everyone has distributed their own number above. Anandbhaya says, but here it is being used for some other purpose down here, right? Bapuji says, if you use this number, someone might say that this number suits you. So the souls from the subtle world might have communicated that this number, my mobile number, is a code word number. If you remember it, I will send you a helpline. That's why numbers come from the subtle world. Why? But this helpline isn't readily available. You don't get as much help as you want. Even if you keep the number 786, will you get help? If you put the number 786 in front of your house, will it prevent an earthquake? Will the house be saved? Anandbhaya says, it won't be saved. Bapuji says, so then what? Anandbhaya says, this isn't just in one religion. Is it in our religion and everywhere too? Bapuji says, not just ours, it's about any religion. Anandbhaya says, some keep 111, some keep 007. What number did James Bond have 007? Bapuji says, Nikola Tesla said 369. Anandbhaya says, it's the secret of the universe. So what's the secret in this? Bapuji says, what's the secret of life in this? He died in the end, didn't he? What did he save? So what's the secret of 369? Anandbhaya says, there's no secret. I mean, he mentioned what's the code, but the world doesn't know yet, right? So we are asking you. Bapuji says, currently codes come from the subtle world. Like they say code 001 is coming, this is happening, that is happening. But in the subtle realm, there are such souls sitting. They give these code numbers to people. Sometimes they even connect these code numbers with the planets, with the 9 planets, not the tarot card ones. What do you call that? They also connect to it, but this is done by those from the subtle realm. Anandbhaya says, now, with such numbers, what do people do with the letters now? The spelling of their names, right? They add something extra to it, ABCD or such thing, and they see that we have changed this name, so our fate has changed. What do you have to say about this? Bapuji says, look, these astrologers do not give A for Aries different for each. So with your birth, this is your zodiac sign. But still, if you add 2 words from another zodiac sign to this, change your name according to the zodiac sign, then your fate will also change. Anandbhaya says, does that happen? Bapuji says, that's what they say. But astrology is totally failed. I told you, right? All the planets have been captured by aliens. From where will this fate come? I've been saying this for a long time. Anandbhaya says, okay, another thing. In the tarot cards, many are connecting with Hindu, Christian, spirit guides. What is the origin of tarot cards? Is there any reference to tarot in the Sanatan scriptures or Shastras? Does it affect Hinduism in any way? Bapuji says, look, tarot is something that has emerged. It has not emerged from Hindu philosophy. Neither Hindu gods nor goddesses have brought it out. It has emerged from Christians, and those Christians who are in the subtle world, the Illuminati ones, they have brought it out. The Illuminati have introduced these tarot cards, and it's connected with them, and then everything got mixed up. Then our zodiac people mixed zodiac with tarot cards with your zodiac. Anandbhaya says, nowadays color therapy has also come up, like wear this color. Bapuji says, yes, everything has been mixed. Those from the subtle realm have mixed this up, and then those from the subtle realm apply it and make it work. Anandbhaya says, wear red on Tuesday, yellow on Thursday, green. This is very much in Sanatan Dharma, right? Bapuji says, they don't even do any spells or superstitious remedies. Feed the dog bread today, feed the cow bread, do this or that, put lemon at the crossroads. I have made ghosts enter the lemon. Anandbhaya says, will there be grace? Bapuji says, the case giving Maharaj. So all these spells are coming from very ancient traditions, but now there is nothing in them. Anandbhaya says, those from the subtle realm mixed it. Bapuji says, earlier those from the subtle realm used to do spells, but now this spell doesn't have any power. Those who used to do it, there's no power in them. They say today if your lemon has been stepped over, so they say the ghost was in it, possessed. It entered the lemon, so put it on the crossroad. Now someone will step on it at the crossroad, Anandbhaya says, so it will go with him. Bapuji says, actually, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But now these powers, the powers of mantra and tantra, are slowly diminishing. They are decreasing. Yes, they are for sure. Anandbhaya says, nowadays these people who predict the future, right? In auto writing, your hand starts writing on its own. So they go into trance, and the meaning by holding your hand, the answer to the question gets written. So many people consider this a very powerful technique. So they say that they've acquired the knowledge by a disciplined spiritual practice or sadhana and worshipping using the study. So who is helping them, and is this messed up too? What is this loop? Bapuji says, see, those who make you write in trance, those who go into the trance and do all this, the deities they worship from whom they receive these powers. So these are the practices of worshipping deities, but they don't worship deities. Mostly they worship ghosts and spirits and go into trance. Then a ghost enters them. The ghost pulls them in, makes them experience things. I saw this in trance. I saw this in trance. I saw this. I saw that. Anandbhaya says, Brahmakumaris often talk about this, right? Going to meet Baba in trance. Bapuji says, look, in every Brahmakumari center, they offer material offerings like food. Everyone goes into trance. So they all say, today Baba did this, today Baba was saying this to me, Baba showed me this, Baba showed me that. Baba was standing like this. So if everyone from each of the 10,000 centers offers both, the message from each of the 10,000 is different, right? Not all of them are the same. And then Baya says, not everyone goes into trance, right? Only a few do, and they don't believe what everyone says, do they? Bapuji says, in 10,000 centers there are souls, right? These souls pull them and show them different forms of Brahma Baba, because the spear of Brahma Baba is 100 kilometers above the earth. So those who believe in Brahma Kumaris, who believe in Dada Lekraj and Brahma Baba, when they die, they go up into the spear 100 kilometers above. Anandbhaya says, so these people come to these centers to help them. Bapuji says, they have millions, there are millions of ghosts who believe in Krishna, millions of ghosts who believe in Shiva, and the ghosts who believe in the Trinity or Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So the millions of people are connected with them, right? Behind each one, 100 ghosts enter and bring to them their centers. That's how the Brahma Kumari centers operate. It doesn't work just like that. In one center, there would be 30 to 40,000 ghosts. That's how it operates. Anandbhaya says it's everywhere, isn't it? Every temple, such institutions everywhere, right? Bapuji says to manage each Brahmakumar and Kumari, 100 ghosts are needed. So multiplied by how many are there. Anandbhaya says, so Bapuji, like that, their leader Dadi Gulzar, who used to talk, her voice would change. What's the secret behind that? Bapuji says, when Dada Likraj would enter her, Dada Likraj enters. Then the original soul of Gulzar Dadi gets suppressed. Now that Dada Likraj has entered, then on top of that, a form of the subtle form of Behad ka Bap will come and will strike with godly rays, right? So it strikes the soul. Speaking becomes very burdensome. The voice changes. Gulzar's voice changes, right? It's Brahma Baba speaking after entering. So the voice will change, right? Anyway, has anyone of you seen it? We have seen in many villages where a ghost enters a person. Then they start speaking. I am this, I am that. I come from there. Their voice changes. Even if it's a male, the voice changes to a female. And in a female, it becomes male. Nobody knows English there. An English ghost enters and they will start speaking English. So all these things are very natural in the subtle world. Anandbhaya says, so Bapuji, one question I have never asked you before. Can aliens enter humans or only ghosts can enter humans? Bapuji says there's a big difference between aliens and ghosts. Let me tell you, ghosts are in a state of darkness or Tamo Pradhan. Mostly they're not even in Rajo Pradhan. Forget about being in a state of truthfulness and goodness or Sato Pradhan. Anandbhaya says, but you're seeing they run the centers. Bapuji says, but aliens are different. Anandbhaya says, no, wait a minute. Let me clarify two things first. First, the ghosts that run the centers, are they good or bad? First tell me that in BK, Bapuji says they are just there, they have no powers. Anandbhaya says, now about aliens, do aliens enter humans, yes or no? Bapuji says, aliens do not enter humans. Anandbhaya says, then how do they impact humans? By striking with the rays into the mind? Bapuji says, yes, by striking with the rays. Anandbhaya says, in the world's daily human hunting parties, it has been reported in many places that humans are chased into the forest and hunted down. This is a kind of perversion or aberration, deviation from moral ethical behavior. Then they are taken over through rituals. And how do these rituals control humanity? Bapuji says, look, there are no agoris involved. An agori might kill someone using mantras and rituals, and they also kill animals. Agoris mostly often go to forests. Anandbhaya says they perform sacrifices, so they just kill. Bapuji says sacrifices were indeed made. I've made several videos on sacrifices before. We have them here. So these won't work for humanity. Mantras and rituals are anti-humanity. They all work against humans. Anandbhaya says, secondly, let's talk about the moon regarding full moon, Purnima, and new moon, Amavasya. What happens during the new moon that all these ritualistic processes are done on the new moon in the darkness? Bapuji says, look, the moon is said to influence the mind. It affects the human mind and also pulls the ocean's water, right? When there's a full moon, the moon's power is greater, so its gravitational pull increases. It has a greater effect on people's minds. It pulls at people's minds. On the same day, the Rastila, a dance performed by Lord Krishna with his devotees, used to take place. It occurred on the full moon. So, regarding the mind, Sharad Purnima, a harvest festival celebrated on the full moon day of the Hindu lunar month of Ashwini, Anandbhaya says, but that would bring peace to the mind, right? Bapuji says, yes, on the full moon it will calm the mind, it will bring peace to the mind, and when there is no moon, during the new moon, when Amavasya comes, on the day of the new moon, when there is no moon, then it will be dark. No sun, no moon, complete darkness. So in the darkness, the powers of the ghosts and spirits increases. That's the secret. The powers of the ghosts and spirits increases. On the day of the moon too, the full moon influences the mind. So the powers of ghosts and spirits are controlled, and that's why the dark ritualistic practices are done on the new moon or Amavasya. Anandbhaya says, so these increase more in the darkness? Bapuji says, in the darkness, ghosts and spirits cannot endure the light. Anandbhaya says, is that why the practice of Tantra Mantra is more prevalent at night? Bapuji says, yes, more between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. at night. Anandbhaya says, then where do the ghosts go during the day? Bapuji says, ghosts and spirits then hang on the trees or shrubs or go where it's dark. Anandbhaya says, after their time on earth is done, they leave and go to America. It's daylight there, so it's dark here and light there. And when it's light here, it's dark there. Bapuji says, meaning they go to darkness. And Baya says, so they wish to maintain darkness like the Lord of Darkness, Kilvish. Bapuji says, yes, like the Lord of Darkness or Kilvish. Anandbhaya says, so do Christians also perform rituals to summon Satan during the full moon and new moon? Is this direct help from the moon's energy to dark forces? Bapuji says, to summon dark forces or Satan, you don't need the moon, you need darkness. Anandbhaya says, after the birth of Buddha, the prominence of Tantra Vidya increased even more. In their beliefs, there are goddesses like Tara and Bagalmukhi who appear quite fearsome. They preach non-violence. So how do these goddesses fit in? Bapuji says, look, there's Buddhism. Gautam Buddha didn't provide knowledge of the soul or the supreme soul. He didn't give any knowledge at all. They don't believe in the Vedas or Upanishads. They don't believe in anything. So it's an atheistic religion. What's there to discuss about them? Anandbhaya says, let's leave that aside. But what about goddesses like Tara Devi, Bagalmukhi and others? Bapuji says, after Gautam Buddha passed away, he had many followers. Today, how many groups are there? There are 72. What do they call it? Different groups formed, branches were made. So the 72 that were formed, they do different things later. So nowadays his followers believe in somewhat different things. Anandbhaya says, I don't know whether they believe it or not. Bapuji says, but they don't believe in it now. However, they used to believe in it in the past. Anandbhaya says, in the Sanatan Dharma as well, are there deities like Tara Devi, Bagalmukhi? Bapuji says, yes, these goddesses exist. Anandbhaya says, there are goddesses, but are they also a part of this? Bapuji says tantrics perform rituals to attain siddhis or spiritual powers through them, like Bagal Mukhi Devi. They perform tantric rituals and worship them. They worship goddess Bagal Mukhi. So these goddesses grant siddhis. Anandbhaya says, so in the scriptures, like the enlightened ones, say that one should regard siddhis as worthless as feces. Bapuji says, feces are considered for this mortal world, right? So what is the mortal world? It's like feces. What did Shankaracharya say? The world is illusion. Brahman is the truth. So those who believe in the Brahman is the truth, who believe in the formless, who believe in the attributeless, formless form, for them, this world is an illusion, considered illusion as worthless as excrement. What is it? If not waste, what else? Anandbhaya says, Bapuji, nowadays the number of people sleepwalking is increasing. So is this a disease or due to the possession of ghosts? Bapuji says it works through the possession by ghosts. Anandbhaya says some people talk to themselves loudly. So is this because of black magic? Bapuji says it's because of black magic on them. Someone has performed black magic. A ghost or a spirit has been sent upon them. Anandbhaya says even today reciting mantras causes trouble to the spirits. What kind of energy is there in the mantras? Bapuji says, look, we send negative energy to ghosts and spirits, right? So when there's any mantra or ritual against those spirits, they cannot withstand it if it's specifically against them. Anandbhaya says, like we saw that in the name of Jesus, then he would start screaming. Was the devil screaming? Bapuji says it's the devil that makes them do it. Then they give a name here, right? In our place, we don't say to leave in the name of Thakur or leave in the name of Lord Ram. In the name of Lord Ram, many stones float like that. So in such cases, even ghosts and spirits won't utter the name of Ram. Wherever the name of Ram is involved, ghosts and spirits go for salvation. So ghosts and spirits also believe in Ram. It's not that they don't, just like the humans do. Anand Bhaiya says, so by performing such unnatural acts, does the physical body of a tantric suffer negative impacts? Bapuji says, yes, it does. Anand Bhaiya says, then why do they do all this? Bapuji says, for money. Anand Bhaiya says, can the whole world be hypnotized to Tantra? Bapuji says, no. If you think about controlling the whole world, capturing the entire world, like capturing the earth, then you have to go to the fourth realm, that is to heaven, become the master of heaven. Then you will be able to capture it. Become Indra, then you will be the master of all three worlds. So to become Indra, what needs to be done? To become Indra, you would need to perform 100 yajnas, like the sacrifices. So which yajna is it? It's Vishnu's yajna. You cannot become Indra through Tantra Mantra. So the control of all the three worlds, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargloka, comes into his system, into his hands. Anandbhaiya says, but now there isn't anything like that, right? Bapuji says, but now it's not there. However, Indra exists above. There must be someone. So someone must be reigning. If not, then they keep changing. Sometimes a demon infiltrates and gets expelled again. They chase the demons away. Anandbhaiya says, is there still someone in the Indraloka and Indra today? Bapuji says, currently we don't see anyone. Anandbhaiya says, so does Indraloka exist or is it also gone? Bapuji says, aliens have entered Indraloka. They've captured Indraloka, all of it. Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargloka, Mahaloka, the entire solar system. Aliens have captured the whole solar system. Anandbhaiya says, so how do aliens perceive gods? Do they see them the same way humans do, or as ghosts or something? Bapuji says, in aliens, there are souls of different categories. The high level aliens, those above the 10 celestial degree power or kala of supreme light, are different. There are aliens of 1, 2, and 3 celestial degree power as well. Anandbhaiya says, so you said one has to become Indra. Ravana controlled everyone. Was Ravana tantric? Bapuji says Ravana was a very great tantric. The greatest tantric was Ravan. He worshipped Shankar. Anand Bhaiya says, but because the flying chariot was with him because of his mind, Bapuji says that wasn't his, it belonged to his brother. Anand Bhaiya says, whosoever it was, he was the one using it, right? Bapuji says, yes, it moved with the speed of thought. Anand Bhaiya says, that was a power, wasn't it? Bapuji says, the special flying chariot or the Pushpak Viman. Anand Bhaiya says, so these powers must have been obtained through tantric knowledge, right? Bapuji says, in Tantra Mantra, these powers are the powers of Pulok realm of the earth in the mortal world within the Tantra Mantra. Anand Bhaiya says, but he subdued the planets, he killed the gods. Bapuji says he used to capture the Navgrahas, 9 planets, and beat them daily. Anand Bhaiya says, yes, that's what I'm saying. So where did these powers come from? Who gave him such an authority? Bapuji says he worshipped Shankar. So all the powers of mantra and tantra of Mahadev he practiced. There was a goddess, which goddess he also worshipped her. He used to go to the temple of that goddess. His son Indrajit also practiced mantra and tantra. Then he defeated Lakshman. Otherwise he would have fled. He would have fled from there. Anandbhaya says, when tantric practitioners ask ghosts and spirits questions, does it cause them pain? Bapuji says, look, when it comes to ghosts and spirits, if you ask them any question, if they have the answer, they will give it. If not, then it causes them discomfort. Anandbhaya says, does being captured cause them pain? Does it cause pain to summon our ancestors? Bapuji says, sometimes what happens is the ancestors don't want to come. Sometimes the ancestors have reached another realm. They might be there in the Gandharva realm or in the Yaksha realm, living comfortably there. And here, if their grandchild or someone remembers them and summons them, they don't want to come down from there. So they won't come, no matter how much you try here. No matter how many tantric rituals you perform, they won't come. It's their will. If someone has gone to heaven, will they come back? If someone has gone to Mahalok, Janlok, Taplok, Satyalok, Brahmapuri, Vishnupuri, or the supreme abode, will they ever come back? It's not like that. It's not that all of them will return, but some are also in this atmosphere around this house, even living in this house. But if they don't want to come, they won't. Anand Bhaiya says, what's the thing with Vastu Shastra saying this should be here in the house, that should be there in the house, there, here. Bapuji says, all that is nonsense. Vastu Shastra, north, south, east, all that. Anandbhaya says, many people claim that they have changed the room of someone or moved the bathroom from one place to another and then their operations were halted or this or that happened to them. Bapuji says, look, I'll tell you one thing. These big houses that are built according to Vastu Shastra, these big houses, even then, when they are destroyed, don't they fall to the earth? Anandbhaya says, no, that does happen. Bapuji says, big houses were built according to Vastu Shastra earlier. Anandbhaya says, so was Vastu Shastra there before or not? Bapuji says, Vastu Shastra has been there from the beginning. Shastra means it's an old text from the first half of the era. When it comes to Navagraha, the entire astrology is ancient. Since the Navagraha were established, it was from the first half of the universe's era. But now all of them is of no use. Be it Vastu Shastra or astrology, all of it has failed. In such a tamasic, darkness dominated world, nothing is going to be useful. Anand Bhaiya says, be it Vedic astrology or Western horoscope, Bapuji says, none of it will be useful. It's all just a show. Ghosts and spirits are making it work, whether it's Western culture or any other. Anand Bhaiya says, so if we keep something specific, will ghosts and spirits attack more? I mean, do we have something that can attract the ghosts and spirits? Bapuji says, look, where there are these things that attract ghosts and spirits, if you keep such things, then ghosts and spirits will stay here, hover around and be near it. So don't keep such things. Anand Bhaiya says, many people just look at someone's shadow or a photo and then treat them Bapuji says, see the treatment done through shadows and photos. When the photo is in their hand, then the spirits of the person in the photo reach them. Whatever matters exist in their subtle aura, they come and speak into their ears. So he says, yes, this is yours. He can tell about their past, not the future. If he tells the future, then it would be wrong. Ghosts and spirits make this happen. Telling someone about them, looking at the photo, seeing their aura, all of this is done by the ghosts and spirits. Anandbhaya says, so Bapuji says, I asked you many questions regarding tantric knowledge and we came across many things. It was very interesting to hear and understand. But the first and last question is, should humans engage in tantric practice? Bapuji says they should not become the embodiment of the soul or become soul conscious. Recognize yourself, be in the soul conscious state, increase the powers of the soul. In the coming times, the influence of Tantra Mantra, ghosts, spirits, aliens is going to increase a lot. Anandbhaya says, then what should humans do? Bapuji says, for that, increase the powers of your soul, become the embodiment of the soul, and know the infinite Supreme Father to knowledge. Take the power from Him, take the power from the Supreme Almighty Authority. Now the power of others won't be of any use. Directly take the power of the soul, the Supreme or the Param Light's power, the divine light, the divine form with the divine intellect. With the divine intellect, you will get divine knowledge. From the divine knowledge, you will gain divine vision. Then the Supreme or the Param light will come into your aura. So any negative energy will run away just by seeing your aura. Anandbhaya says, Bapuji, many people contact us asking to speak to you. They ask for help, saying ghosts, spirits, or tantrics have troubled them, this and that. Bapuji says, every soul is its own friend and is its own enemy. Get the knowledge of the soul, become the embodiment of the soul, and awaken your own power. In the end, no one will come to save you. You'll have your own power. Take the power from the Supreme Father, the Almighty or Behad ke Parampita. He is giving power. Know Him, believe in Him, and know Him through the knowledge. What does the knowledge of the Gita say? Become the embodiment of the soul and remember me, the Supreme Soul. I will destroy all your sins and ultimately take you to the highest abode. So, this is going to happen now. If the Third World War happens, what will happen? Nothing is there yet. If the Third World War happens, the number of ghosts and spirits are many times more than humans. You tell me how many humans were there on Earth 220 years ago? 1 billion. Today there are more than 8 billion. So where did these 7 billion human souls come from? Anandbhaya says, so initially there were ghosts and spirits, right? All of them? Bapuji says, initially there were ghosts and spirits. Then either they came from above or aliens must have come. Anandbhaya says, they must have been waiting there. There are fewer aliens compared to the humans, right? Are you saying they didn't turn into humans? Bapuji says, 3,900 years ago, the whole group that came with Abraham, they all came separately from Abraham. They were all aliens. They came from above gradually. Anandbhaya says, so once aliens turn into humans, do they keep becoming humans? Bapuji says, then they too are caught in the cycle of birth and death. So aliens also come here and often shed their forms to become humans. They increase their numbers, their alien numbers. But the original alien won't come himself. He will shed his form from the original and send it for human birth. They do all this to expand their religion. They keep doing all of this. Anandbhaya says, many people don't understand these things. So they say Bapuji watches a lot of English movies. Who knows what he talks about? Bapuji says, I watch everything. Yes, I watch everything for practical experience of the whole world. I have seen everything. Like how we watch from afar. Yes, from above, I keep watching from here. I watch everything. I have the experience and knowledge of the whole world through me. I have knowledge about everything. So knowledge is necessary, okay? If you have to talk about ghosts and spirits, then you also have to talk about the three world realms above and the infinite universes, whether such things are happening in those infinite solar systems or not. I look at that too. What's happening in the galaxies, in the universe, in the great universe? Anandbhaya says, so are you talking about the films of the subtle world? Bapuji says, no. Then we talk a lot about the world above, about the galaxies, the universe, the great universe, the great universe, and even beyond the multiverse. We talk about all these things. Anand Bhaiya says, because the new people are people, I mean today's generation doesn't understand these things exist. The subtle world, the causal world, the supracausal world. Bapuji says, look, science shows us so much, like the entire subtle world within 93 billion light years, right? Anand Bhaiya says, do show this. That's why we feel there's so much to talk about. Otherwise, would all this be considered crazy talk, right? Bapuji says there are trillions and trillions of galaxies. Anand Bhaiya says, if they didn't show so much, people would indeed say we're talking nonsense, wondering what we're talking about. Bapuji says they say there are many such universes as grains of sand in the multiverse. The term multiverse is used, but in Hindu scriptures it's written infinite solar systems. Anand Bhaiya says if they don't even believe in the Hindu scriptures or Shastras, what can we do? Bapuji says they don't believe in the infinite solar systems, but they don't even believe in the soul. Just eat, drink, and enjoy. Who has seen tomorrow? This is what's prevalent now. Therefore, they won't even be having the self knowledge, the knowledge of the soul. In the end, self knowledge, knowledge of the soul, people will eventually forget all these talks of ghosts and spirits. Anand Bhaiya says, will they get tired hearing the same things every day? Bapuji says, like they call the TV an idiot box. In the coming time, what you're seeing now, stories of ghosts are like nowadays. It's something new. Knowledge is needed. Then they will also call these channels idiotic. Then, because destruction will be so widespread and negative vibration so intense that to escape it, they will need power. Then they will turn towards self knowledge. During the time of destruction, everyone's intelligence works against them. Everyone's mindset is to eat, drink, and marry. Who has seen tomorrow? This is what's happening, right? Everyone is moving towards atheism. Many religions, sects, and communities have all turned towards atheism. Therefore, the time will come soon. In the coming time, it will be such that the people will search for the ultimate truth or paramshanti gyan. They will search for the ultimate truth about who am I, where have I come from, the true self. Anand Bhaiya says, just give me one answer. I don't need a detailed explanation. If the earth continues for another 100 years, will the earth's population grow from 800 to 2000 crore? Just yes or no. No explanation. If the earth continues, then Bapuji says the earth is not going to continue and this is not going to happen. Anand Bhaiya says, no, let's say I am saying it does. Then Bapuji says, let me tell you now, the human population will gradually decrease, not increase. At most, it can increase by 100 crores in 2 to 3 years. So it may reach 900 crores. It will not increase beyond that. Later, it will reduce. It will gradually reduce. Natural calamities will increase significantly. Darkness will prevail. Therefore, even the souls from the subtle world will not want to become humans. So, who will enter the womb? Anand Bhaiya says, that's true. Ask anyone today, and they all say they don't want to be reborn. Isn't that what everyone thinks? Bapuji says, yes. If they don't want to be reborn, then who will become humans? Anand Bhaiya says, then will they become ghosts and spirits? Bapuji says, yes, they will become ghosts and spirits. But now, even they don't want that. Ghosts and spirits have also realized that they no longer want to be human. Gradually, the population will decrease. Nowadays, there's a queue. Ghosts and spirits also want to be reborn as humans. To be human, they are willing to be born in even the poorest of the poorest families just to experience being human once. Anand Bhaiya says, because of their desires, but then when will ghosts and spirits realize that they no longer want to be reborn? Bapuji says, well, when they see poverty, when they don't have food or water, when they see starvation, then they will think that they don't want to be reborn. When they see destruction on earth, then they won't want to be reborn. Then human creation will gradually come to an end. Anyway, human creation is going to end gradually. Slowly it will come to an end, and if there's a third world war, it's bound to happen. If the vibrations of supreme peace or paramshanti can stop it, then stop it. The group of supreme peace or paramshanti can prevent destruction. By spreading the vibrations of supreme peace and transforming people, it can be stopped. Anand Bhaiya says, so today we have received answers from Bapuji to many questions. I wholeheartedly thank you, Bapuji, for this and for the new souls who have joined us and are watching the video for the first time. I would like to tell them, Bapuji recently, just 10 days ago, made a very good video on ghosts and spirits, and then we released another video in which we deeply discussed about AI and aliens. Bapuji spoke wonderfully about the great destruction of the end times. If you watch it, search on YouTube for the Mahakali Pralay by Bapuji, part 1 and part 2. You will find some really great videos. They have more than 1 million views and over 50,000 likes. So join us. I conduct live meditations every night on the same channel from 10 to 11 p.m. And if you want to join in the morning, then paramshanti motivation and meditation. In this channel, Sister Sakshi conducts meditation from 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. where you can also participate. Under this video, in the description box below, there is a list of many of our podcasts. Since we have 3,500 videos, there is a playlist of selected videos titled Unspoken Truth. There are many podcasts listed. Start with whatever interests you. Begin to advance in spirituality. Start questioning who am I, where have I come from, what am I supposed to do, and how to move forward. We have another YouTube channel, Spiritual Podcast with Anant, in which I take interviews of more than 100 people whose lives have changed after listening to Bapuji's wisdom. They have undergone self-transformation. Do watch that as well. So first of all, subscribe to our channel, and if you like the video, please like it, share it, and put it in your WhatsApp status. Send the link of this video to all the spiritual people you are in contact with so they become aware, because it is through this knowledge that transformation will happen. It is through knowledge that everyone's welfare will occur, and we want to lead everyone towards liberation. Otherwise, this world will become a place of ghosts and spirits. Then there will be no happiness left in the world, only an increase in sorrow. What Bapuji says is very accurate, but it will take time for everyone to understand. So when we have time today, we have the power today, we can do something good today, then let's proceed towards self-knowledge and contribute to the welfare of the world along with us and spread vibrations of supreme infinite peace to the world. So thank you very much to all of you for joining us in this video. Thank you very much. Bapuji says, infinite supreme peace. Paramshanti.
Join us daily for our morning live meditation, Monday to Saturday, 5:30 to 6:30 a.m.
Join us daily for live meditation, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on YouTube Live. Subscribe now. Website www.paramshanti.org. Email us anant@paramshanti.org. Like, share, subscribe. Join today.
behad ki param shanti